Welcome to CIA Declassified. Joe McMoneagle, designation viewer 001. When the U.S. Army decided to take remote viewing seriously, they looked for a subject who could deliver consistent, measurable results under high pressure and double-blind conditions. Enter Joe McMoneagle. They found McMoneagle, a highly decorated warrant officer, a man of profound discipline and mental rigor. He was the anchor of the program because he treated remote viewing not as a spiritual quest, but as a military reconnaissance task. His reports were structured like intelligence summaries, complete with confidence levels and actionable recommendations. We open the personal file DIA MCME001 psychological profile. McMoneagle's success was not just about psychic ability. It was about methodology. His training files are extensive, documenting his unparalleled ability to avoid front-loading, the subconscious corruption of data from the experimenter. His sessions were so clean, so pure, that they often served as the gold standard for training subsequent viewers. Technical insight. Unlike some viewers who saw abstract concepts or symbolic representations, McMoneagle provided engineering details. He could consistently distinguish between a facility under construction, a fully operational asset, or a mock-up designed for deception. This crucial distinction gave his data operational utility that was worth billions of dollars. The Pentagon depended on his data analysis, allowing the program to transition from experimental psychology to a genuine, if highly unorthodox, intelligence tool. His success rate charts tracking verifiable hits remained stubbornly and consistently high, securing the program's future for years. The year is 1978. The stakes are immense. The intelligence community suspected that a high-ranking Soviet scientist crucial to a major naval weapon system had either defected or been extracted and was being held at a secret location in the Kola Peninsula. This remote Arctic region was impenetrable to conventional surveillance, too far north for easy air access and shrouded in heavy cloud cover. The mission was urgent, and McMoneagle was given the blind coordinates. The initial session, MCME 7814B. McMoneagle's initial report was stunningly accurate in the Price tradition. He described a massive naval facility disguised as a cluster of innocent-looking agricultural buildings and docks. He detailed the specific features of the ice-breaking capability of the ships present and even the uniform colors of the security personnel. But the session quickly moved beyond simple architectural detail. The critical shift occurred when McMoneagle zoomed in mentally. He didn't just find the defector's prison, he found a complex of underground bunkers devoted entirely to Soviet psychological warfare and parapsychology. He described Russian viewers, military personnel, engaged in their own sessions, intensely focused on American targets. The description. McMoneagle's log detailed the specifics of their operational theater, the soundproofed rooms, the distinct Russian Army uniforms, and the heavy use of electromagnetic shielding to enhance their focus. Crucially, he reported feeling a sense of hostile recognition. He felt their viewers were not simply looking out, they were actively looking back. This was the first concrete intelligence confirming the existence of a massive, sophisticated, and aggressively operational Soviet psychic spying program, a development that instantly escalated the psychic war from reconnaissance to direct conflict. The subsequent session on the same target, the infamous MCME 7814C log, chronicles the moment of the KOLA collapse. As McMoneagle attempted to stabilize his view, he reports a sudden, deliberate, and violent psychic intrusion. McMoneagle's own words from the log. Quote, contact, not target contact, other contact, feels like a drill, high frequency, right behind the eyes. They know I'm here. They are pushing, an immediate, overwhelming, paralyzing pain. Retreat, end quote. The session terminated immediately. McMoneagle was physically incapacitated. The medical report detailed a migraine headache of near seizure intensity, temporary vision disturbances, and severe disorientation. The internal memo circulating between the DIA and CIA referred to the incident simply as, quote, psychic countermeasure event with hostile intent, end quote. The debates raged. Was it a form of high-tech Soviet neurological jamming, or was it a direct psychokinetic attack launched by a Russian viewer? Regardless, the world's most disciplined psychic spy had been located, targeted, and incapacitated by the enemy. remotely. The Kola collapse triggered an emergency response. It confirmed that the program was not operating in a vacuum. It was exposed. The immediate institutional response was the activation of Project Dragon, a sweeping top-secret protocol to introduce counter-surveillance and psychic shielding techniques. The viewers were immediately pulled into training sessions focused on mental defense. This involved complex visualization techniques, often incorporating elements of classical geometry and focused light, designed to create a psychic bubble or a kind of non-local camouflage. These techniques, taught by highly eccentric outside contractors, were intended to make the American viewers invisible to the highly advanced Soviet counterintelligence program. McMoneagle, the professional that he was the first to master these defensive arts, returning to the field despite the profound physical and neurological risk he now faced. The war had escalated from intelligence gathering to direct psychic combat. Joe McMoneagle's lasting legacy is the proof that psychic spying is not only real but inherently dangerous. He provided the necessary military credibility to the program while enduring the very real consequences of fighting a war on the non-local plane. He showed the intelligence community that their most advanced assets could be attacked by the simplest of means, a focused hostile thought. He set the standard for what a professional psychic soldier should look like. Joe McMoneagle took the fight to the enemy and returned to the field, making him perhaps the most vital asset in the history of psychic intelligence. Next time we move from the professional discipline of Viewer 001 to the sheer volatile instability of the PK man, Ted Owens. Owens was an eccentric, volatile individual who claimed not just to see targets, but to physically alter them using his mind. He was a self-proclaimed psychic bomb who the intelligence community was desperate to contain. We open the files detailing his destructive capabilities, including a claim to have intentionally caused weather disasters and infrastructure failure to prove his psychokinetic abilities. The terrifying truth of his powers captured in a heavily redacted CIA assessment, which says, and I quote, "The individual demonstrates with high probability an ability to influence specific, localized meteorological and technical infrastructure targets. The risk profile associated with engaging or attempting to neutralize subject Owens must remain at level omega. Given the documented retaliatory destruction of classified equipment on November 17th, 1982, end of quote." That's from CIA RDP 96, 00788R 0017 001-4. He was the program's greatest risk, a psychic force who could not be controlled, only pointed. Get ready for a dose of raw, unstable power that threatened to expose the entire program. In the meantime, stay sharp, watch your thoughts, and try to make sure no one is looking back. I'll see you in the archives.